honestly, that's why I said this story is so embarrassing, because like I'm really telling on myself. But what's up, bosses? It's me, Candace Renee. I am back again with another video. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we might get a little deep. So I went ahead and poured up some wine because we're gonna have a little chit chat today, okay? So I had to pour up a little bit. But before we do get into this video, I do have a quick announcement to make. So if you guys have never ever been on my channel before, never heard of me, first time clicking on my video, if you guys been watching my videos, then you already will know. But if you are completely new to me, I have a business called Renee Digitals and Marketing, where I help businesses create their six-figure vision through graphic design and brand building. So I am a graphic designer, and I do specialize in brand building and marketing, just a little sprinkle of marketing. But on my site, I did sell vendors, and I sell separate vendors. And a lot of you guys follow me on Instagram. You guys asked me what happened to the vendors, why are the vendors not on the site no more, what's going on. So I actually decided that because I have so many bomb vendors that I have tested and that I wanted to put on my site, instead of selling them all separately, I put them into one big ebook. So I have an ebook available on my site right now. It is called the Big Book of Vendors ebook. It is not your average vendors list. It's not no regular schmegular vendors list. 20 plus top-notch, top quality vendors that you can use to get your business started. I have hair vendors on there, lash vendors, packaging vendors, custom hoodie and t-shirt vendors, jewelry vendors, everything that you need on that site, and clothing vendors. Any type of clothing you trying to start. So you trying to start an athletic wear, you trying to start a shoe line, you trying to start an accessory line, you trying to start a boutique. I got all of that on my vendors ebook. On my vendors ebook. Now, of course, because you guys are family and y'all are the fam, you can always use the code YouTube. You can use the code YouTube for money off on any services, products, or future classes. Shh, that's coming soon. But anything on my site, you guys know you can use the code YouTube to get money off. So that ebook is now available with all the vendors in there. You can click the link in my description to go ahead and grab your ebook. So I did do a little poll. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a business video first, or you wanted to see a video of me talking about what I would tell my younger self, my younger 20 self. And you guys said you want to see the younger 20 self video, so that's what we're doing. And I will be doing a business video either next or a couple of videos from now, but I do have another business video coming up. But in today's video, we're gonna do a chit chat, basically talking about what would I tell my younger self. Now this video is it's gonna be a little embarrassing, because when I was younger, I was not the woman that I am today, the sophisticated business, classy, all about her money woman that I am today. But I had to go through trials and tribulations and all that to get where I am today. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. So first of all, I want to salute all of the younger 20. Now, when I'm 24, so to me, somebody who's maybe between the age of 19 and 22, I consider that like your younger 20s, because I'm 24. So I'm not too much older, but when I say my younger self, I'm talking between like the ages of 19 and 22. So that's me, because I feel like I really didn't change my whole life around until I really turned like 23, when I moved out my mama's house. Well, I moved out my mom's house at 22, but I had moved out like a month before my birthday, so I was only 22 for a month. So technically I moved out when I was 23. So I feel like that's when I became like more mature and like really who I am right now. I want to really salute a lot of young women who are between the ages of 19 and 22 who are really getting it. It's girls that are younger than me, girls that are 22 years old that are doing their thing, like, and I be looking up to them because I'm like, they're in places that I want to be. Even though they're younger than me, they're in positions that I am trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? And I salute them, because when I was their age, 21, 22, I wasn't on that. And I wish I was, but I'm still 24, so I still got time. I'm still young, I still got time. But we can kind of go a little bit back from when I graduated high school. So when I graduated high school at 17. I was fortunate, very blessed to graduate high school at 17 years old. And when I graduated high school at 17, everybody was going off to college and stuff. I didn't go off to college. I really was just like, I was partying a lot, okay? When I graduated high school, I was not on no, oh, let me start a business, oh, let me do this, oh, let me get a job and invest in real estate and stuff. No, I was partying. Cause let me tell y'all, I was in a relationship majority of my high school, of my senior year of high school. So me and my boyfriend at the time, we broke up like right towards the end of senior year. So you know, when you in a relationship for a long time and you get out of a relationship and you feel like you just free, that's what I felt like. So I was partying, I was smoking. I used to smoke weed heavy when I was 17, 18, I used to smoke weed heavy. I ain't have no job. I didn't have no driver's license. So y'all, I did not get my driver's license until I was 18. Like most people get their driver's license when they 15, when they 16. I was not worried about driving. I was not worried about driving. My cousin, she had her license when she was 16, and she used to just drive me around everywhere that I wanted to go to. She used to always be in my house. We still close, but we used to be together all the time. So it's like, she had her license, so I never really cared to get my license because she had hers, you know, and she used to whip me around where I wanted to go. So I never really was like, let me go get my license too. Like, nah, I got you. I wish I would have went to college right after high school. I literally did not go to college until a year later. So I attempted to go to college when I was about 18, 19. No, when I was 19. When I was 19 years old, I attempted to go to college. I went to college for the first time. And when I went to college, first of all, if you guys haven't seen my story about how I dropped out of 2 colleges, go check that video out. But I went to college. And when I went to college, y'all, I messed up. I met this dude when I was in college. I met this guy, and we used to smoke together. We used to party together and do other adult things. He was on that time. He was not a good influence on me. I was always skipping class. I stayed on campus, but I was always skipping class. I got kicked out of college the first time because, well, I didn't really get kicked. Yeah, I got kicked out, basically. I got kicked out of college the first time because I was on academic probation, but then I tried to go back to college, and then I still was effing up, but I just like, it just wasn't for me type, you know? It just was not for me. Like, it just wasn't for me. So if I could tell my younger self something, I would probably tell my younger self in college to stay focused. Stay focused. When I was 19, between the ages of 19 and 20, I was really like boy crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was chasing boys around a lot. I was so focused into boys. And I'll just admit it. I was so focused into boys. I always felt like I had to have somebody. You feel me? I was very insecure, and I have been insecure my whole life. I was all through elementary school, all through middle school, all through high school. I was B-word, and it made me insecure going into my older self. So I always felt like I needed a man to secure me, if that makes sense, when I was younger. And dudes used to just do me so dirty, and I feel like the reason why dudes used to do me dirty when I was younger is because I used to let them. Like, I used to let dudes cheat on me and I would take them back. I used to let dudes disrespect me and I would take them back, or I would beg them to be back, because I just felt like I had to have somebody. And if I could tell my younger self, I would tell my younger self, like, sis, you don't need nobody. You don't need nobody. You need to focus on yourself. That's why, honestly, one of the reasons why, well, the first time I didn't succeed in college is because I was chasing around dudes. I mean, honestly, that's why I said this story is so embarrassing, because, like, I really told on myself. But it's the truth. Like, I was just chasing around dudes. And then when I was chasing around dudes all the time, like, that's just what I was on. Like, I was boy crazy. Like, I was just all about dudes when I was younger, and I hated that. Like, when I look back, I just be like, girl, You could have started a business and you could be a millionaire right now, but no, you wanted to be about dudes. No, what's he doing? Chasing around dudes. And girl, 19, I met this guy and he was like, I only had 2 real relationships in my life after high school. This was my first relationship. And when I tell you that, I mean, I chased that boy for 2 years. I mean, he did me dirty for 2 years and I just kept running back. When I was younger, I was never really focused on myself. I was always focused on a dude. Like, that was my problem. I was always focused on a dude. Like, that's just my main problem. If I could just go back and stop my ears, I'm like, girl, stop chasing dudes. And it's so crazy because when I was younger, I used to chase dudes. I used to be so worried about dudes. Now, y'all, these dudes can't even touch me with a 10-foot pole, baby. Like, I mean, when a dude try to talk to me after a week, if he not talking about nothing, number deleted. Like, it's so crazy how backwards is. This is not a good place to put this wine. It's about to fall. It's so crazy how like backwards it is now. Go back and tell my younger self, like, you need to worry about chasing this money. You need to worry about getting this bag. You need to worry about your education. So if you are watching this video and you're between the ages of 19 and 22, I want to tell you from experience, leave these dudes alone. If you're 19 years old and you heartbroken over a dude, please understand that, girl, you gonna meet 10 million dudes. You gonna meet so many other dudes. If you 19 or 22, you just beginning your life. To be honest with you, you just beginning. Like, girl, you probably gonna meet somebody in 3 months. It's not gonna matter. Like, to me, I felt like when I was younger, I felt like this guy, that my first real relationship, I always felt like if he leave me, I would never find nobody else. I would never be with nobody else. Like, I just couldn't be with nobody else. Like, that was my mindset, y'all. I don't know why I have this mindset. 21. So if you guys didn't know, I started my hair business when I was 20 years old. And when I started my hair business, like, when I first started my hair business, I was making, you know, little sales here and there. 2019, my business started to pick up, but like towards the end of 2018, because I started my business July of 2017. So July of 2017 to the end, it was cool. But towards the end, right at the middle of 2018, up until when I stopped selling hair in like March of 2020, my business was booming. Okay, my business was booming. Like, my business was popping. Like, the summer of 2018 to like 2020, so like that year and a half, my business was booming. Like, I was seeing big numbers. I was seeing really big numbers. And if you guys go watch my last YouTube video where I basically tell you guys how I started my hair business and didn't see any of the money, let me tell you guys where I effed up at. And this is kind of why I decided to get into business mentoring, so girls who do start businesses do not end up in this situation I was in. When my business first popped off, I was working at Chipotle, and I got fired from Chipotle. And right when I got fired from Chipotle, I had made I had made like $4,000 in 1 week. I was making money. Like, that summer of 2018, when our business first started booming, I was making money. And I was seeing big money at a big amount. Like, I was seeing big money in a short amount of time. So like, I would make like $4,000 in 2 days. You know, I would make money. And this is profit. Like, after I pay my vendor, I got $4,000 and something left. And when I tell you guys, I was spending that money as fast as I was getting it, because mind you, before I started my hair business, I was working at Lowe's. I was only making $600 every 2 weeks. I was only making $1,200 a month. And when I was working at Chipotle, I only got 2 paychecks from there because I only lasted there like a month. No, I take that back. I worked at Chipotle for 3 months. Actually, I worked at Chipotle for 3 months. I worked at one location for 2 months, and then they transferred me to another location, and I only worked at that location for 2 weeks, and I got fired from that location. And I was at Chipotle, I was only making $150 every 2 weeks. So I was only making $300 a month. So imagine going from making $1,200 a month at one job, then you come to another job, you only making $300 a month, and then you turn around and get fired from that job, and you make $4,000 in 2 months. Girl, when I tell you, I seen that money, and I was like, oh my God. I went nuts. I went and bought a Louis Vuitton bag. I went and bought a Gucci bag. I paid my car off. My Hyundai Elantra, the car that I had before my Benz, I paid my car off. I was wearing a different wig every week. Every week, I would get my hair done every week. And I would go to the club. I would go out with my friends, and I'll buy all of us shots and all of us bottles. Oh, all of us hookah in the section. Y'all want 2 hookahs in the section? I got it. As soon as I was getting that money, I was spending it. No money management skills at all. And this happened when I was 21 years old. I was living a fast life. I was 21 years old and I was irresponsible. Like, I was so irresponsible. Like, that was my first time ever having a big lump sum of money. Like, I mean, I just never had money like that before. So I was spending it on stuff that I would never be able to do. On the stuff I'll never be able to do. I could never afford and I still got that Gucci bag to this day. And the Louis Vuitton bag I bought got stolen at the bar. But I still got my Gucci bag though. The Gucci bag was $2,500. I still got that bag. But the Louis Vuitton bag is gone. The Louis Vuitton bag got stolen a year ago. I was so mad. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if I could go back and tell my 21 dumb self. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all I went to Vegas with the money. On my birthday, on my 21st birthday, I went to Vegas with the money. And then I went to Miami and I spent $5,000 in 2 days in Miami. I went to Vegas with the money. I didn't really spend too much money in Vegas, but Miami spent five racks in 2 days on dumb stuff, food, parking, drinks, weed, dumb stuff, stupid stuff. Like, I had no money management. I did not take any of my money. Well, you know what? I take that back. I did invest a little bit of my money, and I did do like some photo shoots. So I can say that. But I could have invested way more money into my hair business, and I didn't. Like, I didn't. I did not. I could have invested it into like way more, but I did not. And so that's why I really was inspired to be a business mentor, because I'm like, I know if I could go back in time, I would know how to fix my mistakes, you know? But luckily my hair business never did bad. Like, my hair business was very successful. It's just, I just didn't have, I mean, that's not the reason I stopped selling hair. That's not the reason, but I just didn't have money management skills. And if I could go back and talk to my 21-year-old self, I would tell my 20-year-old self, sis, do not go to the club, do not go to Miami, do not go to Vegas with this money. Put it back in that business. And I didn't have a business bank account either. I was mixing personal money with business money. So, and I was with the guy that I just told y'all was my first ever relationship. He knew I had money, so he always was like, Candace, let's go out to eat. We would go to the top-notch restaurants in Atlanta, and on my dime, because he knew I had money. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when I was 21, I was living, okay? I was living with my mama. I had no bills. I paid my car off. I was living my life. I'm not gonna lie, like, even though I was being irresponsible is kind of fun, y'all. It was fun. I was living my life. I was going on trips. I had a dude. He wasn't no good for me, but you know, we were still going places. I used to go out, like it was fun, but I was spending all my money. So, you know, if I could go back to my younger self, I would tell my younger self to save that money. And then I ended up getting a job. So let me tell y'all about that. When I was living with my mom, I was making so much money that I was partying every night. I would come back home. I would walk into my mama's house 3-4 o'clock in the morning drunk. Either drunk or high. Like, and my mom would know. And my mom wouldn't even, she would just be like, I'm tired of you walking in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would be laid up with the dude, the old boy. And my mom didn't like that because he ain't had no job. He didn't have no job. He had a car, but he didn't have no job. And he wasn't doing nothing, so he wasn't a good influence on me. So my mom saw that, and my mom was like, you either need to get a job or you need to go to school. She was like, you either need to get a job or you need to go back to school because you're not about to sit in my house and not do nothing. I'm like, well, I'm making money. And she's like, well, you're not doing anything responsible with it. I don't see you doing this. I don't see you doing that. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, I don't want to get a job and I don't want to go to college. She said, okay, we'll move out and get your own apartment, but you're not about to be staying in my house, getting drunk, getting high, and coming in my house at X amount of times of the night, and I be in the room sleep and blah, 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 blah. And my mom was not having it. So at the time, my 20-year-old self was like, I do not want to get my own apartment because I don't want to pay no bills, which was dumb. I mean, it was dumb. But I was not thinking like that. But then I'm kind of glad I did not move out at 21 because I was so irresponsible at 21. I probably would have effed up my life. Being completely honest with you, I would have effed up my life. So I decided to get a job. And the job that I have is actually the job that I'm still at 2 years later, which is crazy. And the thing is that I was making, like, my hair business was making a lot of money when I was working at my job. But at the time, my mindset was, ooh, I'm gonna sell hair and make money selling hair, and then I'm gonna work my 9 to 5, and then I'm gonna have 2 sources of income, and I'm gonna have all, you know, I'm gonna have double money all the time, da-da-da. Dumb. 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 Just dumb. Like, that decision was so dumb of me, because it's like, if I'm making all this money selling hair, why am I still working a 9 to 5? I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. If I could go back in that situation, I would have really just probably tried to change my ways or prove to my mom that I could be more responsible. But at the time, I was not thinking that like that. So honestly, I just wish I was more responsible, and I wish I was more mature at 21, and I wish I would have invested my money better, because I could have did so much more. I could have probably opened another business, or I could have hired a team, or I could have scaled, I could have did something, or I could have started a YouTube channel back then, you know. But it's just, I was very responsible, and I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger. And so that's kind of it. I got my job, but it's crazy how life works, because when I got my job, it was my first ever corporate job, and that job taught me so much. My job taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about communication. It taught me a lot about responsibility, because it's a corporate job, so you have to be there at a certain time every day. It taught me a lot because I worked in collections, so it taught me a lot about negotiation skills, customer service, working with different people and different personalities. My corporate job helped me grow. It helps me become more mature. Like, honestly, if it was not for me getting a corporate job, I don't know when I would have grew up. To be honest with you, I don't know when I would have grew up. But having a corporate job helps me grow up. It helps me have a more mature mindset. So I've been working at my job for 2 years, and I'm actually getting ready to leave. Coming soon. We'll make a video about it when I do it. Coming soon. It is coming very soon, okay? But I honestly needed my corporate job. Like, God was like, you need to go to this job, and you need to learn responsibility before, you know, I could take you to next levels. So I feel like I don't regret going to get a 9 to 5, because I was not responsible with the money I was making as an entrepreneur, and I needed to go get some discipline real quick. So I actually don't regret going to get a 9 to 5. Actually, I don't, because I needed that discipline that my job has taught me, but now your girl's about to go. Okay, but that is a few things about what I would have told my younger self, and just basically where I've come from. And now I'm so much more mature. I've learned when I was selling hair, and I did have a jewelry company in between that, but I had my jewelry company, I had that company when I was 23 and only had it for a couple of months. And the reason why I closed my jewelry company is because I actually found out that the name that I was using was trademarked, and I just completely shut the whole business down before I even got sued. So yeah, I did not do any type of research on the name. So, and then I just never opened it back up. So yeah, but that is basically what I would have told my younger self when I was 20, but I was between the ages of 19 and 22. 23, I straightened myself out mostly, and now here I am at 24. And yeah, so that's really it about that. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this story. I know it is a little long. Leave a comment below if you made it to the end of this video, because you are the GOAT, because it's a long video. And I will see you guys in my next video.